Hi everyone, and welcome to Jet in Airways, where a smile goes a long way. Now if you enjoyed the video today, feel free to give us a thumbs up, a like, or hit subscribe, or make a comment. And of course you're welcome to join our Discord, where we have regular meetups and group flights. Now, yesterday I did a practice of this flight, Ksan to Palm Springs, and everything went swimmingly well. I'm recording this one and everything will probably go bad. Who knows? But I have committed myself. It is a real flight for Jet in Airways. We have almost a full complement of passengers. We have 71 passengers on board. And everyone is on board, the doors are closed, the flight crew are all in position. It's quite a nice day here at San Diego, as you can see. Now I've done a flight plan. It's a very basic, easy little flight plan. This is what it looks like in the flight simulator menus if you do one. Here are my waypoints if you want to write them down and copy them down and try this little flight, regional flight, in your ATR. We've got Ksan flying out through REEBO. Next waypoint is CFSCT, then Opose, OPOSE, then Gerard, JEROD, and then Khalid, CALID, out to ULAL, ULALE, and then out to this one, I don't want to say it, don't want to get myself into trouble, COKBU, and then we're straight into KPSP, and you can see we take off here, turn around to the left, head over to this beautiful lovely lake, turn left and just cruise up the Palm Springs Valley to Palm Springs International. I don't know why they call it International. There is no ILS. There is no ILS approach. We will be following the flight plan. We'll turn it off and do a manual approach and landing when we get close to Palm Springs. So let's jump into the cockpit. We're running on ground power. We have done our flight plan already. And if you come down here and see our flight plan, I've put those waypoints in and it looks exactly the way it does on the Microsoft Flight Simulator menu. Flight planner. We come out, turn to the left, head over through our waypoints, turn left at the lake and cruise up the lake leisurely, and I'll approach the airport around about 2,000 feet as I cruise up, and I'll be cruising around about 150 knots as I get down and cruise up here, and I'll be coming into land at around 110, 115 knots. That is the plan, so we shall see how it goes. Now you can't step through the waypoints like you can in the beautiful 737, but you can, however, just click on the screen down here and you zoom in, and you click in up here and you zoom out, and that's how you can get a bit of a visual on how your flight plan is looking. I'm going to zoom in because I'm going to follow my flight plan manually until I turn on the autopilot. Okay, so that is all good. We are about to turn on get our engine started, and then we'll get a little bit of pushback, and we will be underway. That is all good. Now I've worked out the idle position for my throttle is about this point here, and you can see if I bring my throttle down, it goes into reverse. Those little knobs come up. So I put it in just where those knobs come down. That is idle, and on my physical flight yoke I have put a little mark, a little yellow sticker on where my throttle sits on my flight yoke to keep that lined up in the idle position. So I just swing my throttle up to the yellow mark on my yoke here, and I know this will be perfectly in the idle position. Just a little tip there. It works for me. It may be different for you and your setup, of course, but that's just a little tip. That's how I make it work for me anyway. So we've done some checks. Let's see if we can get some Some engine started up here. We are running on ground power, so we will do our right engine. There we go. Love watching these big propellers and turbines fire up. Lovely. Just lovely. Right, we are good there. So we're going to bring our feather up to that notch. And we should be well underway there. Right, so let's get our second engine started. So we're pushing back and we're going to head over to runway 9. We're departing runway 9 out over the city, so we should get some nice views. And then we do a simple little right to the turn to the right, and we're heading towards the beautiful big lake in Palm Spring Valley. So very picturesque, a very scenic flight. I love doing this route, actually. If you're a jet-in pilot, you're welcome to copy those waypoints and that flight plan that I just showed you, and do little regional trips in the ATR for Jet-in Airways. That might do us there. Hold down the brakes. Don't need to go like a bull at the gate. It's a beautiful day. We've got plenty of time. I prefer just to go nice and slow, take my time, and do everything properly so we get from A to B smoothly without any dramas. It's not a race. I haven't done many flights in this, particularly with passengers on as an actual service for jet-in, so I've got to take it nice and slow, nice and careful, just till it becomes second nature. Once I've got the bare basic bones down off pat and I can do it like second nature, then I'll get a little bit more fancy. We'll start getting into the avionics a little bit more, the startup procedures more correct. We'll get into that as we go, but at the moment I just want to fly from A to B, enjoy myself, enjoy the lovely plane, enjoy the lovely scenery, and try and get a nice landing. Ethiopian Airways there, look at that livery, that's beautiful. 737 over there, looks like a 737-700. Ethiopian Airways. Like I said, I do everything simple and easy, so this is a good video for dummies, or a good video for beginners, that's a better word. If you just want to get from A to B easily, this is a video for you. And then later on you can advance your skills and learn more and put more knowledge and experience into the avionics. So we keep it simple today. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. Whoa, there's a big plane just spawned in front of me, just like that. I tell you, multiplayer settings are makes things pretty exciting. Okay, so let's talk about how we're going to do this. I'm holding down the toe brakes to keep the plane in one place. I'm going to bring the throttle up, right up, and I'm going to give it a few minutes so that the engines really spool up. Engines are spooling up there, not into the red, into the yellow. They're really spooling up. Give them 10 seconds or so. Okay, and then I release it. I'm going to bring up the screen here so I can check my my speed before I pull the nose up to lift off. I think it'll be about 110, 120 knots. I'll list, and I've got to be ever so gentle so I don't get tail strike, I tell you. Okay, we're at 120. Just bring it up very slightly, nose lifted up, very gentle, very, very gentle. That's it. Okay, gear up. Gear up, and just watching. I want to keep that nose down a little bit. Let your speed climb, let your altitude climb. Hold the yoke in one little place. I think I'm only at 5 degrees. 5 degrees climb out at the moment, just to let my speed go up. Lift up the flaps. Let my speed climb, let my altitude climb. Really gentle. Okay, I'm at 180 knots. That is good. I'm going to come over here, turn on autopilot, and navigation is on.
Don't sink.
Turn on the yaw damper, autopilot. Navigation is on. You can see LNAV is on there. Now I'm doing a big loop around at the moment because I actually departed from the wrong end of the runway. So to get onto my flight plan, I'm doing quite a big loop around. So we're at 3,500 feet. And we are heading towards our first waypoint up here. $142 knots. 140 knots. We are climbing. And we are on our way to Palm Springs, guys. Flaps up. On our way. Now as you see, flaps down 1 and my trim set at 3. It just sort of lifted off the runway very, very smoothly and very beautifully. So that's the habit I'm going to get into, guys. If it works for me and it works well, that's what I'm going to do. So flaps down 1, trim set to 3, hold down the toe brakes, feed to the fat, and get those revs up. Give it quite a few seconds to rev up, release the brakes and head off down the runway. Keep her in the center line, and an ever so gentle pull back when you get to 120 knots to lift up, maybe only 5 degrees. Climb out very, very shallow. Just let the plane gain speed and altitude very slowly and steadily. So we are looking good here. The 60 nautical miles to our next waypoint. We're going to be going over some ranges, some mountains. As we head towards the Palm Springs Valley, you can see the mountains up ahead. We're not at a high altitude, but 7,000 will be enough to get us over those peaks, the highest peak in that range. And then we have to start dropping down our altitude. Let's check our speed here. Beautiful scenery. I love doing this route to Palm Springs. Very, very nice scenery. Really enjoy it. We're down to 110 knots. We don't want to get below that. So we'll bring the throttle up just a twitch. Keep a very close eye on the speed to stay about 110 knots. 115 or 20 as you approach in. You've got to have your speed down close to landing speed long before you actually spot the runway. If you spot the runway and then decide to descend and try and bleed off your speed, it's too late. One hand on the throttle, one hand on the yoke. Throttle on idle again.
200.
Point the plane to whereabouts I want to touch down.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
There we are. Not the smoothest of touchdowns, but okay. Okay guys, so welcome to Palm Springs. I hope you enjoyed that video. Still a few things I've got to learn, still a few things I've got to figure out. It is a complicated plane, but it certainly is a heck of a lot of fun. As you can see, I do everything very, very simply and easily just to get from A to B, to enjoy the plane and enjoy the scenery. Everything works fine. Okay, I will see you on the next video. Maybe on the next video we are going from Palm Springs over to Los Angeles to complete the loop in the ATR 72. And when we hit Los Angeles, we will be using an ILS approach. Okay, so we've done the first leg of the trip from Ksan to Palm Springs. The second stage of our video, the next video we'll go Palm Springs to Los Angeles and we'll do an ILS approach. So that'll be interesting. That will be fun. Still a lot to learn. Take care guys. Give us a like, make a nice comment, and subscribe and join the Discord if you want to fly for Jet and Airways. Take care everyone. Stay safe. Enjoy your simulator the way you enjoy it. Cheers.